44 years, NASCAR fans have flocked to Thunder Valley. From an 18,000-seat racetrack in 1961, through several changes in ownership, we may have what is considered to be America's largest stadium. And we're here at the fourth largest city in the state of Tennessee to see the NASCAR Winston Cup Series in action. We're getting set to go green here at Bristol Motor Speedway for the running of the Food City 500. I'm your commentator and driver of the number 21 Rockwell Automation Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing, Mikey McBlam. And it's time to remember that racing is a contact sport. And what better place to do that than at the track known as the last greatest Coliseum. I'm still recovering from the flu. For those who are wondering, I am better, but not 100%. So will that play a factor in today's race? Well, we're starting from the back of the field at a track where it's really hard to pass, and that's going to be quite the challenge. But for now, let's go trackside.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
The engines are fired here at Bristol Motor Speedway, and 43 drivers are now at the ready as the pace car will lead us off pit road and around the track for the pace laps. MRN is going to give you the starting lineup for the field.
Well, let's see how they'll line up for the start.
Starting out front are the Sprint Dodge and the Dodge dealers UAW Dodge. Starting in row 2 will be the Citgo Ford and the Home Depot Pontiac. In row 3 are the DuPont Chevrolet and the 36 car. In row 4 are the Ganassi Racing Dodge and the Rubbermaid Ford. Rounding out the top 10 starting spots are the Interstate Batteries Pontiac and the Haviland Ford. The 6th row has the GM Goodrich Service Plus Chevrolet and the 63 car. Row 7 are the 27 car and the 109 car. Starting the race from row 8 are the 46 car and the Team Rusty Ford. And in row 9 are the UPS Ford and the 177 car. Starting in row 10 will be the Singular Wireless Chevrolet and the 6 car. In row 11 are the Kellogg Chevrolet and the Target Dodge. In row 12 are the 16 car and the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. Row 13 finds the 98 car and the Pennzoil Chevrolet. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the NASCAR Winston Cup points leader, will begin the race from the middle of the field. Starting from row 15 will be the Altel Ford and the 26 car. In the 16th row are the Kodak Chevrolet and the Valvoline Pontiac. In the 17th row are the Caterpillar Dodge and the 19 car. In the 18th row are the 21 car and the Tide Ford. Starting the race from row 19 are the 137 car and the Lowe Chevrolet. The 20th row has the Square D Chevrolet and the 101 car. Starting the race from row 21 will be the 143 car and the America Online Chevrolet. And finally, starting from the rear of the field will be the UAW Delphi Chevrolet.
DW, you better pay close attention. You better reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. This is reality TV at its best. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
The 22 car.
Being real aggressive here on the start right off the bat, trying to get to the inside of Ward Burton, we make a little bit of contact. Battling for the 33rd position so far. We do manage to clear Ward Burton. Jeremy Mayfield is going to follow us through. Ward Burton's going to battle back on the outside. We're trying to catch up to Johnny Benson for the 32nd spot. Down the apron a little bit. Don't want to do that too much. Really wish we had a better qualifying effort, but unfortunately, MRN was correct. We did have problems in qualifying if we get into Johnny Benson. It was a pretty hard hit. We don't want to do too much of that and cause too much damage to our car. But we did have a very poor qualifying effort, and it was solely our own fault. We wrecked during qualifying. I probably could have just restarted the system and kept going, but I'm not inclined to do that. I just try to take what I can get. I screwed up, so I just kind of suffer the consequences of it. So we moved up to 32nd, trying to get around. Trying to get around Ron Hornaday. Sorry, I'm still a little bit choked up here. Still haven't quite got rid of all the congestion yet. It's just a few days after I've recorded the last race, so still fighting off the sickness just a bit, but not as much as I was before when I recorded it the last time. As we're battling really hard for that 32nd spot, we're driving it in just a little bit too hard. See, we shot up the track there just a bit. Oh, we shot up the track again, but we do manage to get a run on the high side, no less. That was interesting. And we're trying making contact with Johnny Benson. We're being real aggressive to not lose the positions that we already have. We're now trying to catch up to Ron Hornaday. And we get to the corner panel of Hornaday. We shove him up the racetrack and we go by for the 31st. And we're definitely now in a little bit of clean air. We can start to make some moves and run some better qualifying laps. I don't want to say actual qualifying laps because we did mess up during qualifying. We hit the wall twice, and that just completely screwed up our speed. We got loose coming off of the turn, and the back end just slid up into the wall, and that's all there was. So we give another bump and run to Steve Park. Leader's about 7 seconds ahead. Field is still stacked up. It is so hard to pass here. It is so hard. That's why qualifying well here is so crucial. I just wish I would have done better, but it is what it is. We just have to try to maintain as we get into the back of Jeff Purvis. Try to let him know we're trying to get by. We got a faster car than he does. Car setup is fine. We're just having trouble getting around these guys. I'm trying my best to not, and that's another problem. Like, if you get up behind somebody, you do have that arrow push that gets you up the racetrack, but it's hard to pass here. It's just so hard to pass without, absolutely dumping everyone around you. Once you're starting in the back, if you start up front, it's not so bad. But if you start in the back, it's kind of a nightmare just to try to get up through the field, and you're just constantly spending lap after lap trying to keep your car clean. If I didn't have full damage on, that might not be an issue, but I do have full damage on, so the more I make contact with other people, the more damage I do to my car, the more that's going to slow me down, the more that's going to ruin chances for this chassis and to be used in another race. As we're trying to work our way to the inside of Dale Earnhardt Jr., the points leader, who is falling back through the pack. He's not faring too well here at Bristol as we're battling side by side with him. A little side contact there, not too aggressive. We're okay. Racing is a contact sport, and we're proving that here as we also get into the looks like the 109 car. Not sure who that is. A little more side contact with another fantasy driver. As we One thing I do like here is our tire fall off is not as harsh as everyone else's. But once the tires do start to fall off, it's going to be rough. We're going to pit a little bit early so that we don't lose too much time on these guys. Probably going to pit around lap 22. So we moved up to 20 seconds so far. We shoved up the track just a little bit there. Lead car's coming down pit road. There goes Casey Kane. The fantasy car also behind me was coming down pit road. Some people trying to get a jump as much as they can. We're going to come down pit road. Like I said, we're going to come down in a few laps. I believe that's Ryan Newman coming down.
Okay, you got some driving to do. The leader has about 10 seconds on us.
Jeff Purvis is coming down.
Check your gauges.
Mark Martin, Matt Kenseth. All these drivers coming down pit road. We're coming down this time by, trying to avoid Kyle Petty there. And we're not going to hit pit road wall like we did in practice. We're going to go ahead and just, well, I didn't get a chance to really go through my settings, so I'm going to kind of hope that we have everything we need here. So, 4 tires, fuel, no changes. I would have loosened up the car a little bit if I could have, but I didn't. I forgot about the short amount of pit road time, so let's just hope for a nice, clean pit stop. No mistakes, no issues. Pit road gets us out there at 16.8 seconds, repairing the damage. No problem. We fall back to 30th place, but not everyone has pitted yet, so we are just going to try to be smooth, not bring out a caution. We are probably definitely more than 1 lap down. So Ryan Newman is all over us here. We should have... No, we're pretty much on the same tires as Ryan Newman, but we have the preferred line around the racetrack, so we're going to just kind of stick to the bottom as much as we can and just try to get into a rhythm here. Rhythm is very important here at Bristol. 2 laps down. Yeah, we definitely don't need a caution coming out now because that would be really, really bad. We just got around Jimmy Spencer. Now 1 lap down, so the leader is down pit road as we get around Steve Park. Ooh, Steve Park cut the wall just a little bit. I was hoping he didn't get into our right rear. If he got into our right rear, that would have been really treacherous for us. Moved up to 28, 27, still 1 lap down, trying to unlap ourselves, trying to get around Chad Chaffin here. But we're going to have to make room for the lapped car of, well, no, not the lapped car of, but we have to make room for McMurray there. Jimmy Spencer trying to battle back on the outside. Ooh, boy. Overdrove that just a little bit. McMurray's got some damage on the hood. Not a surprise there. Cars don't typically last. Cars don't typically leave this track in pristine condition. If you leave this track in pristine condition, then you've just been doing awesome. As we're battling side by side for 21st now. Boy, a little contact with Jimmy Spencer. Casual contact, it's okay. Nothing wrong. Now we're going to try to work on Chad Chaffin here, trying to work our way into the top 20. Well, we've already worked into the top 20, so we already passed someone down pit road. We're inside of Chad Chaffin. He pinches us down, trying to maintain that position. Jimmy Spencer's right up on us. Oh, Chaffin comes down the block. And I can imagine we're not going to be too happy. There he is. There's the bump. So we try to get to the inside of Chad, and he actually maintains the momentum. And now we're battling side by side with Jimmy Spencer again. Chad Chaffin has just become the department of defense here at Bristol for that 19th position, and we need to get him around him as soon as possible. Because if we don't, he's still pinching us down, even after we've got into him. A little contact with Jimmy Spencer. And now the frustrations begin to run high because we really need to get around Chad Chaffin. If he doesn't let us by, if we don't get by him, we can't really get away from these guys. Ooh, we got into the wall just a little bit. We save it. Newman saves it. And we've lost time on Chad Chaffin, and not sure what happened there. I guess we were just trying to pay attention. We were looking at the guys behind us, not really paying attention to where we were on the racetrack. Got into the wall, and when I turned off the wall, the cars being so loose, we just overcorrected, got into Ryan Newman and Jimmy Spencer. Everyone makes it out of that. Everyone made it out of that mess just fine. We don't have too much damage. We should still be able to maintain what we have here. Jamie McMurray's all over our back bumper trying to get around us for the 20th position. And I don't know that we can catch up to Chad at this current point. But I can tell you this much, we are going to try our absolute dangest to get to his bumper. Because you can imagine we're not too happy with him. McMurray slides up the racetrack. That allows Ryan Newman to get by him for the 21st spot. Ryan Newman going to look to our inside. We're going to come down to cover. And now we've become the Department of Defense as our tires are definitely worn now. We're not going to be as quick as we were. And Jamie McMurray tries to battle on the outside. We have the preferred line, so we're just going to try to maintain that. Ooh, we get really loose off of 4 that time. Car handling starting to go away on us. We're just going to try to maintain this spot. We're not really gaining on Chad. He might have gotten away from us here. So we're just going to try our best not to lose the 20th position, go a lap down. Oh, we got to the wall just a little bit again there. Again, paying attention to the guys behind us, not where we're going on the racetrack. But we didn't overcorrect that time, thank goodness. Ooh, contact with Jimmy Spencer. Trying to keep him behind us. He was down on the apron a little bit there, so I didn't feel too bad about getting into him. Oh boy, loose again off of 4. Every time we get loose like that, we just lose time because we have to gather the car back up. Oh man, we're just really fighting this car right now. We just have to try to find a rhythm here. If we can find that rhythm, we'll be okay. We do find it a little bit. We're starting to gain some time on Chad Chaffin once again. 5 laps to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Oh boy. And there's the tires. Yeah, we just that's just a product of pushing this car a little bit too hard. And there's Michael Waltrip. Yeah, well, these tires are gone. These tires are definitely gone. Oh boy, oh gosh. Got into the wall again. Yeah, these tires are definitely gone now. We're just going to try to maintain the spot that we're in. So now we're going to have to play the role of Chad Chaffin earlier and just try to keep these guys behind us as much as we can. Yeah, tires are definitely gone. That's just a product of racing hard and, you know, pitting early. That's what happens here. We got 2 laps to go, actually, even though white flag has just come out for the leader.
1 lap to go.
Checkered flag, someone has just won this race. We're going to come around for our final lap. Now, it looked like Tony Stewart won the race, but we'll find out when the final results come in. As we're coming off of turn 4, we're going to maintain the top 20th spot. Gaining 15 positions here on the race, so not too bad, but not the result we wanted. Tony Stewart is your race winner. Jeff Gordon, Kyle Petty, Bobby Labonte, and Jeff Burton, top 5.
The yellow flag didn't fly at all in this one.
Yeah, and that can be physically exhausting to these drivers. Not only do the cautions give them a chance to catch up on the racetrack, it also gives both their minds and their bodies a little break. They have all got to be drained after that one.
We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing on the voice of NASCAR, MRN. Next up is Texas.
Alright guys, so here are the race results. Tony Stewart is your race winner. He wins the Food City 500 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Jeff Gordon comes in second. Kyle Petty, after starting on the pole, comes in third. Bobby Labonte in fourth. Fifth is Jeff Burton. Sixth is Kevin Harvick, our Richard Childress teammate. Seventh is Kurt Busch. Eighth is Bill Elliott. Ninth is Kenny Schrader, and rounding out the top 10 is Dale Jarrett. And here are the rest of the results where you can pick out your favorite driver. Winner's purse of $137,000. Time of race 13:59, thereabouts, almost 14 minutes. Average speed of 114.2 miles per hour. 5 lead changes, no cautions, and the margin of victory about a 3/4 of a second. Unfortunately, Amy Hicks finishes last place. She falls out of the race. That's going to hurt her in the points. Let's see where the points leader finished. Dale Earnhardt Jr. I believe he finished 14th. So overall, decent points day for Dale Earnhardt Jr. He shouldn't lose that much. And there's our rival of the race, Chad Chaffin, but we'll get to that later on. And here are the point standings after Bristol Motor Speedway. We have dropped just a couple of spots back to 14th, but we should be able to make that up no problem. Let's go ahead and give you your points leader, which is Jeff Gordon, aka John Wolf. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has dropped back to second, but he's only 20 points back. He can still make that up. This is only race 6, so things haven't really been settling just yet. Sterling Marlin's in third, 131 points back. Rusty Wallace in fourth, 140 points back. And fifth place is Mark Martin, 156 points back. Kevin Harvick is 6th, 169 points back, our Richard Childress teammate. Dale Jarrett has been steadily moving his way up to the points. In the points standings, he's now 7th, 183 points back. But like I said, yeah, we are back in 14th now, 236 points back. There's, like I said, long season. We can try to make some of this stuff up. Amy Hicks has fallen back to 21st. Now almost 400 points back, 399. So not a good point stay for her, especially after blowing her engine after I think 10 laps in. Let's go to the awards for the week. Weekly awards. Kyle Petty wins the pole award, of course, because he's always good at Bristol. He also led the most laps of the race, so wow. Wonder what happened. I would have liked to have seen what happened there at the end, which caused him to lose the lead. He may have tried to stay out too long. That may have been what caused him to lose the lead. Matt Kenseth moved up the most spots of the race. I wish it was us, but it's hard to pass here. It's just really hard to pass here. Dale Earnhardt Jr. with the fastest lap of the race. Chad Chaffin was the rookie of the race. I mean, I guess he did what he had to do, kept us back there, could have moved out of the way. I tried to get to his bumper quite a few times, and Kurt Busch is with the most exciting pass of the race. That's debatable. That is very debatable. Let's check out the manufacturer, which is currently being led by Chevy. 14 points ahead of Ford, no surprise there. And the lap champion still goes to Dale Earnhardt Jr., who has led 40 laps in this particular season so far. And we are actually in 5th, having led 16 laps on the season. So we got to see what we can do at Texas. But that's all I have for today, guys. I was getting frustrated with Chad Chaffin after a while, because it was like, all right, you're blocking both lanes here, but at the same time, I have to look at it in hindsight now. It's like, you're doing what you have to do to maintain that spot and everything. And I'm like, this is his rookie season, so I kind of get it. And plus, I was doing the same thing when it came down to the later laps of the race, and my tires started to wear, and I just wasn't going anywhere anymore. And like, the guys were just kind of all over me. So, yeah, hindsight's 2020. It's one of those things like, you wish I could have got that position. I wish I could have got that position on Chaffin, because if I did, I feel like I could have checked out on him, but he was right there. He's keeping me pinched down, and he's right there in the way, and it's Bristol. What are you going to do? It's Bristol. Had some good racing there for a while, except for when the car started to go away from us and ran out of talent a couple of times, but it's a video game. What are you going to do? Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in to McBlam Racing on McBlam Entertainment, where we try to bring a little bit of enjoyment to your day every day. If you enjoy these races, I do them every weekend following the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. And I will see you guys at Texas. Thanks for watching.